On October 22nd, 1973, what came to be called the Yom Kippur War by Israelis and the Ramadan War by Arabs began with a surprise attack on Israel on the holiest day of the Jewish holiday, Yom Kippur. Led by President Anwar Sadat, Egypt, along with Syria and Iraq, attempted to regain the Sinai and Golan Heights, which were territories lost in the Six-Day War back in 1967. 9 other Arab countries, along with 4 other Middle Eastern nations, including Lebanon, aided the belligerents. Despite initial losses in the early going of the war, as Israel was caught off guard, they pushed back Egyptian and Syrian forces. Once again, Israel proved a formidable force in the Middle East. On October 22nd, 1973, the United Nations passed Resolution 338 that called for direct negotiations between the Israeli and Arab nations. A ceasefire also began October 22nd, a couple weeks after war started, and a further resolution to disengage all soldiers was passed in 1974. 2 years later, the Camp David Accords attempted to patch up the differences between Israeli and Arabs. This event was a historical meeting between the President of the United States, the President of Egypt, and the President of Israel, which was deemed successful as there was relative peace following the peace negotiations. The following photographs are pictures from my father in the Army. So, Dad, tell me a little bit about your experience at war, especially your first time in combat in the Yom Kippur War in 1973.
So, Andrew, my first time I was around your age, 18 years old, and they took us by buses to the Golan Heights to replace some reserve army unit. And all of a sudden, from nowhere, they start bombing the whole area. We jumped from the vehicle, we right to the ground. My body was shaking, sweating. I mean, I was frightened. I remember staying there for the longest time, but we got used to it very quick. And through my time in the Golan Heights, our luck was not that good. One of our unit got hit, direct hit, and we lost few of my friends. Luckily, I was not there. And war is very bad, very scary. I always fighting for peace and always fighting for good days. War is not for nobody, no good for nothing. So that's it, Andrew. And I wish you never have this experience.